It's one of the best podcasts ever. Ever. Top 5 dead or alive. Welcome to Pod Caviar. I'm your host, Tony, coming at you live from the Empire of Caviar Studios, located in where? Beautiful Los Angeles, California. And I got some things to talk about today. Snippy, sit down. Jesus Christ. I gotta get his nails cut. Actually, the dogs need their nails cut. The good thing about having hardwood floors is that they're hardwood floors. They're not carpet. I hate carpet. I grew up with carpet. It sucks. The bad thing is you hear the damn tip-tapping of the dogs. But it's funny when they try to run on hardwood floors because they get this like an old Mustang just burning out on the side of the street. They ain't get no traction. Same thing with cats, right? Yeah? Snippy, go sit down. Thank you. It's been a crazy week, I gotta say. How's everybody been doing though? Man, my GarageBand is looking stupid. I wish you could see this. It's really glitching out. I'm gonna have to restart the computer after this. I thought the music was gonna run out, but no, it's not. Look, before we get started, before we get into the nitty gritty of the episode, be sure to subscribe to the podcast. This is 2 weeks in a row. We've got episodes that are being put out, and the format has changed really. You got to go back to the last episode to hear what's going on with the brand itself, and a nice lesson on evolving and not being scared to stay the same, scared to change. And what we're doing right now is it's more of a personal podcast, more of an audio diary of my life, where I talk about things that I witnessed within the week between episodes and what's basically on my mind and what's nagging me. Snippy, oh my God. Don't ever get a douche hound. What's it called? Dax hound? A wiener dog? They don't listen. They don't care. They just do whatever they want. They walk into the room. They walk into any room like they own it, right? He's walking back and forth like a warden on a prison block, just back and forth. His damn nails might as well be keys that can unlock each pod, and he's just walking back and forth. Like a damn security dog. They're like medium-sized dogs, but they got barks as big as Dobermans. Like, and he thinks he's a Doberman. A Doberman is if you want to compare dog sizes, like a wiener dog is a Kia Soul and a Doberman is a damn Hummer, right? But the wiener dogs think that they're Dobermans. That's why they walk around acting like they own everything. Are you okay, Snippy? Are you gonna sit down now? Is everything all right? Lay down. Get comfortable. We're having a podcast. We're having a good time. No, but make sure you subscribe. Subscribe, turn on post notifications so that when I drop a new episode, you'll know, and that you can tune in. You can do this while you're driving to work, walking to work, at the gym, on the treadmill, working out, wherever, at work, at your cubicle. And you got 2 ears, so we got 2 podcasts. The other one being the 1 Gram Army podcast. Check that out. You can get that wherever you get your podcast. Graham just put up a video, well, not a video. Well, it's a video. See, Graham has the videos. He has the video component with his. And mine is just all audio. It's my voice in your ears, and I'm just in it. I'm just all up in your ear canals. So you can watch the video, you can watch the audio, you can get it wherever you get your podcast. But make sure when you subscribe to both podcasts, you turn on those post notifications, and you can so that you know where when we drop a new episode, you know? Yeah. That's just how we're gonna do it. And while you're at it, go to shirtcaviar.com. Check it out. Scroll down to the bottom of the first page. Shirt Caviar is definitely changing. It's evolving. We still got the direct-to-garment printing, but we also have direct-to-garment films. The whole way that we produce these shirts now is much better. It's gotten quicker. Not only have the designs got better, but the way we present them, the way we serve them has gotten better, right? So we got embroider, we got direct to garment. Now we have direct to film, I guess, where the design is printed on a film, and you take a heat press and you press it down. It's kind of like what they do in the shops that you see, those custom t-shirt shops that you see. You got some down in Venice, they got them in Vegas, they got them all over the place. Anywhere where there's like a carnival type atmosphere, you're gonna find one of those t-shirt shops, and that's the ultimate goal for Shirt Caviar, right? We have two visions. We got one with a factory. It's a facility where we have 4 swim lanes, right? So depending on the design, right, it will either be direct to garment printing, direct to film with the heat press, or it'll be embroidery, or it'll be simple Cutco type designs for like quick designs that you can make and ship out. But depending on on the design, it'll go to a swim lane, it'll get made, it'll get QA'd, it'll get packed up, and it'll get shipped out, all within the same facility. On the other side, we'll have the business side where we do the designs and come up with the ideas and have the meetings and all that. That's the ultimate goal for the brick and mortar stores. There's two things we can have. Right now, I just want to have 3, one in Middle Georgia, one here in LA, and then one in Baltimore. But I want it to be more so of an art gallery lounge type thing. If you want something, it'll be a QR code. You scan it, you pay for it right there on your phone. The order gets sent to the back where we can just print it. Probably won't have embroidered at the store at first. We can work up to that. But the direct-to-garment printing, that's where the direct-to-film comes in. So the stores will primarily focus on direct-to-film, which will allow us to not have to degrade the designs. They could be printed as is and then put on the film, and then the film gets pressed onto the shirt. You get your shirt, you get the fuck out, you're happy, and everybody's happy, right? It's amazing. And then also, I got this wild ass idea to have, it's the way I got this idea from is insane, but I want to have, a store in every major, every major airport, the hubs. And so that's going to be more so like the brick and mortar stores, but for each store that's contained in an airport, they're going to have a special shirt that can only be bought originally from those stores in those airports. And they're going to have a nice case. It's going to be a nice big ass, like a display case, something that is unique, something that you feel like you're getting more than a shirt. It's going to be an experience. And my goal is to have that spread around the globe, and have people that will go to these different hubs just to get the shirts. And you can order it online ahead of time to make sure that it's there when you arrive so that you can pick it up and go, because we don't want you to miss your flight or be delayed or anything. It'll be efficient. You come in there, be like, hey, I'm here. We'll check your ID. We'll get it. We might have some pomp and circumstance or something, but that's where Shirt Caviar is going, and we are on track to do that. The pandemic really didn't slow us down any, but the thing that the idea that I got it from is, how does a virus like COVID spread throughout the world so fast? Through the airports. Well, how can my shirts and my brand spread throughout the world that fast? Well, through the airports. Well, okay, well, there's many different shops in the airport. What's going to make yours so special? Well, you got brand recognition and offer the customer something unique that they can only get when they're in an airport. Now, I'm sure people will sell them, resell them. That's fine. That's fine. That's not going to diminish the originality of going there and experiencing being the person that originally bought a BWI shirt Caviar, or Hartsfield shirt Caviar, or LAX shirt Caviar. That's it. That's the idea. And of course, like I said, Pod Caviar is being more integrated in TikTok. I go on NewYorkPost.com and I find a wacky story. I make a TikTok about it, and it's hilarious. It's always that we always get a lot of comments. It's engaging. So that's what you want when you're on social media. I started another TikTok page just to go through each one of these TikTok guru tips and see what works and what doesn't. And hold on, let me pull that up real quick. You can follow my main page. That's at Caviar City on TikTok. And the other one is TikTok Caviar. So at TikTok Caviar for tips and tricks on TikTok. If you want to blow up, get viral, have fun, use the tips and tricks. I go through each one and I explain it, I debunk it, or prove it. And the ones that work, we keep going in each episode, in each video. It's only 2 right now. So if you're behind, if you haven't subscribed yet, you're not far behind. But the ones that don't really work are the ones that we're going to nix. Like we're not even going to do that. Now I know you're like, well, how are you going to know if you just keep piling on which ones works and which ones don't? I don't know. It's TikTok. It's not a college thesis exam or whatever. I don't know. I have a degree, but it's in graphic design. We didn't have to do these long ass essays that people do. I took English and we didn't have to write an essay, but it was like a page a week. That's how lax it was. But anyway, let's get into the episode. I got 2 things that I've noticed this week. Already getting on my damn nerves. One of the things that I talked about on Facebook, remember Facebook? People still use it? Yeah, I do. But I was talking about, you go to these places now, and before the pandemic, let's go back even further. Dude, back in the 90s, where you went to a restaurant, you tipped, right? When you ordered a pizza, you tipped, okay? Normally, if somebody was going out of their way to serve you while you sit there and do literally fucking nothing, you give them a little money on it and like, here's a tip, you know what I mean? Like, thank you for your service. Here's a tip. Here you go. Here you go. If it's $50, give them $5 or something. I don't know. I normally tip. It depends on how much it costs and how much is in my account, but I do tip. Generally, it's a lot. It's more than normal because I don't want to. I try to break that stereotype of not only black people don't tip, which I know is bullshit, and that what is it? Americans don't tip. Well, we do because they don't tip overseas. It's not a thing overseas. But anyway, I always tip, and after the pandemic, right? You had this explosion of places that ask for tips where you normally don't give tips, right? So if you go into a place and they have an iPad and they're ringing you up through an iPad, guarantee they're going to spin that motherfucker around and ask you for a tip, right? And it's like, it's a weird ass idea and a psychological trick because it plays on your conscience. Even now, if somebody spins around the iPad and asks me for a tip, I normally just do $1 because you are doing something for me like that I could probably do myself, but I'm not going to. And it's not like sit down, snippy. And it's not like McDonald's or something like that, right? You know, you go to these boutique stores or you go to these out here in LA, it's rampant. Every time. Nicole likes getting these ices from this icy place and they spin that iPad around on your ass so fast. And they always say the same thing. It doesn't matter where you go. Okay, yeah, you know, you're all set. I'm going to spin this iPad around. It's going to ask you a question right there. And then you pick how you want to get your receipt. And then we'll get your order. When they say it's going to ask you a quick question, they're asking for a tip. It's a tip, bruh. It's a tip. What are you going to do? Right? What are you going to do? Like I said, I know I'm going to give them $1. But I don't. You know, I don't get it. How much does it go directly to the person that rung you up? Does it go into a pot and at the end of the night or the week, do they split it up between everybody that works there? Does it go to the company? Are they forced to like kind of ask you for a tip for more money for the business? Or is it for the people? If it goes to the people, cool. That's fine. That's the way it should be. If it goes to the company, that's bad. That's bad. And it's probably illegal. I don't know the laws in it, but whatever. But at the same time, when did we get so tip reliant in this country? When did it happen? And I think it happened after 2020 and the pandemic, because I saw it before then, but it wasn't that. It was like, what the fuck? Spin an iPad around and ask for a tip? What do you mean? What do you mean? No, I just came here for an ice cream cone. What are you fucking talking about? You're asking me for a tip? Dude, are you shitting me? And it's places that are like, it's the places that are mostly self-service, where you go in there and you fix your own shit up and then you pay for it at the end. You put your shit on a weight and they pay and they charge you by the weight. And then they're like, well, I'm going to spin this iPad around. It's going to ask you a quick question. And it's like, oh, what do you mean? Who am I tipping at that point? Who am I tipping at that point? Because I walked in, I got my shit, I prepared my shit, I packaged my shit, I put a lid on my shit, and then I go up to the front, you weigh my shit, and then you take my money, and then you want to ask me for a tip? What are you talking about? Huh? Certain places I'm cool with it. If I order Uber Eats or DoorDash, I'm cool with it because in my spare time, I do Uber Eats, and it's cool, man. You make a lot of money out here doing that shit, man. And it's enough to where you can get gas, you can eat, you can get gas on a really good night. You might be able to pay a bill or two. Not even gonna lie. And the tips are banging, bro. The tips out here are good, depending on the area, but most of the time, yeah, and they do it by distance. So if you get a good tip, I think I got one time, the last time I did it, my last order, I got a tip for $24. And it was from like the Valley. It was from, what was that place? Yeah, it was like from Tarzana all the way out to Calabasas. So if anybody's out here, I mean, that's like pretty far, to be honest with you. From my middle Georgia people, that's like from Warner Robins to, I guess, Bonaire, Perry, maybe something like that. Like it's. I had to get on the highway and it scoot for a little while, right? And I like it. It's just you, your car, your music, your thoughts. I do a lot of thinking. I do a lot of planning. I do a lot of just chilling, man. And it's your own thing. You can take breaks when you want. You can go offline when you want. You can go back online when you want. It's just a thing. But yeah, those people deserve tips, right? And a lot of times when you don't tip DoorDash or Uber Eats or whatever, they leave your fucking order. Like even with me, if I get an order that pops up and the tip is looking funky, then I don't accept it. And the order will just sit there, or it won't get made, or nobody will be assigned the order because we're not working for free, right? This isn't slavery, okay? This isn't different. This is different than the place where you prepare most of the shit and then they still ask you for a tip, right? No, we're actually people, normal people, regular people that are independent contractors that hop in our own shit. Like Uber doesn't give me a car. I don't go to Uber HQ and hop in one of their Uber vehicles and like ride around the city with Uber gas in the tank. No. It's my shit, right? Same thing for DoorDash. Same thing for Grubhub. I guess. I don't know. I don't know how those other ones work, but just the two big ones, Uber and DoorDash, like I've done both and they're both pretty much the same, right? So I'm not against tipping. If you're at a restaurant, I'm not against tipping your DoorDash people or your Uber Eats people. I am against the spinning the iPad around when I've done most of the shit myself. And I will never move off of that. Call me whatever you want to call me. Snippy, sit down. Call me whatever you want to call me. I don't care. But at the same time, it's a pain in the ass. What else is a pain in the ass that I want to talk about? Lazy ass DoorDash drivers. Now, I mostly order from DoorDash, even though I mostly deliver for Uber Eats. And two things that they do out here in LA, and let me know if they do it in other areas where you order your DoorDash or your Uber Eats or your Grubhub or whatever. But they love to do these two things, right? No parking and call box doesn't work. Those are the two biggest fucking scams that I've ever heard before in my entire life. It got so bad to the point to where I would just report them because it's a blatant lie. Listen, parking is not the customer's responsibility, right? Thank you, Snippy. Parking is not our responsibility. I do not have to assign you parking. That is your responsibility. And that's a risk that you have to accept when you do these deliveries in areas, in these big ass cities like LA, New York, Chicago, Miami, Baltimore. These places where where there's not plentiful, bountiful parking, right? And I could go out to Simi Valley, Moore Park, all those areas. They have parking that you would like out in suburban areas. Now there's parking. It's so many parking spots out there. I was like, holy shit. Okay, but if I'm downtown or if I'm in West fucking Hollywood, holy shit. Or even if I'm in the valley, you're not always going to have parking. And you got to understand that, man. You got to look around, see if there's anybody there that could possibly fuck with you, or take that chance, park in that red zone. I would not park in a bus stop. I would park in front of a hydrant if I know it's going to be quick in and out. But, man, listen, telling the customer, I can't find parking, you sound like the biggest scam artist ever. And that's only second to the call box isn't working. They love the call box isn't working. The call box is working. Either you don't know how to fucking use it or you're lazy as shit. And see, I've done that. They got me a few times where call box isn't working. And I go downstairs and they're like in their car with the fucking bag dangling out the fucking side of it over top of the roof. Like, you know how the old movies where the cop was like in an unmarked car and they get a call and they take the siren out and it's got that long ass spiral fucking wire and they plop it on top of the damn off the car. Woo, woo, woo. That's how they have the fucking bag. Oh, fucking bag just like what you said, the call box isn't working, but you seem to still be in your fucking, like your seatbelt is still on. Like you don't have your blinkers on. You didn't get out of your fucking car. And it just irks my fucking nerve, bro. It irks my nerve so bad, bro. And then if you don't come downstairs, then they gotta find parking, and then they gotta use the call box, and then they gotta walk upstairs. All of this is within their scope of their responsibility as a deliverer, right? Because FedEx doesn't do that shit. UPS doesn't do that shit. The post office doesn't do that shit. Amazon damn sure doesn't do that shit. Amazon will fucking send paratroopers in from C-130s flying low over the fucking apartment complex, and they'll just plop out. Here's your package. I'm from Amazon, right? They don't call you and be like, well, I can't find parking. No, fuck no. Like, dude, if you're gonna do it, don't be scared. Don't put the tip in. Put your whole dick in it. That's the thing that you need to get from this episode. That might even be the title of it. Put your whole dick in it. All right? If you sign up to deliver some food to somebody, the parking is on you. Figure out the call box. If it's legitimately broke, then okay. That's fine. If they didn't give you any sort of delivery instructions, like a door code or how to get into the gate or whatever, okay, fine. And that's easily remedied by contacting the customer, right? Of all the times, and I've been doing Uber Eats for a while now, of all the times that I've done it, I've only had to sit there and wait for a customer that never came out to get their shit one time. And even then, I left it in a safe spot, took a picture, and hauled ass. And that was it. Still got paid, did my job, tried to contact them through text, tried to call them. They didn't show up. It is what it is. I don't hold it against the customer. Shit happens. They could be fucking, I don't know. They could be in there fucking banging it out. They could be in there, I don't know, snorting lines and drinking vodka. They could be in there fucking hookers. They could be dead. For all I know, I don't know. It's a customer. I don't know. I don't dig into that. Okay? I'm there to deliver food. I'm there to deliver shit that they ordered because they didn't want to go out and get it. And I understand. I get paid. They get their food. Everybody's happy. At the same time, do your fucking job. You signed up to do it. Do it. Do not put the tip in. Slide your whole dick in. And that's the episode. Thank you for listening to Pod Caviar. I've been your host, Tony. Make sure you subscribe, right? Make sure you subscribe to Pod Caviar, the most widely available podcast in the world. You can get it wherever you get your podcast from. And because you have two ears, we have two podcasts, the other one being the One Gram Army podcast. Turn on those post notifications so you know when we drop new episodes. And you can be first in line to hear me ramble and tell you to put your entire dick in. Okay? After you do that, or while you're doing it, head to shirtcaviar.com, scroll to the bottom of the page, and if you see something that you like, you use code OGA to get 10% off your order at shirtcaviar.com. This has been a great episode. I'm going to fucking upload this thing tonight, and I'm going to rest easy knowing that I told all of my subscribers and listeners to not just do the tip, you slide your whole dick in. I'm out. Peace.